happening, y'all? Welcome back. This is episode 169, nice, of Super Flashy Arrow of Tomorrow, the number one Arrowverse podcast on Pornhub. Also nice. I am your host, the self-knighted Sir Cussalott Travis Pointer, aka the Dragon King, aka Big T, aka T Money, aka Sweet T, aka Black Merlin, aka the HNIC. And I am joined, as always, by my co-host, Mara the Shark Watkins.
Hello.
How are you tonight, Mara?
I am feeling groovy.
Groovy. Okay. Interesting choice of words.
Yeah.
I don't remember anybody ever actually telling me they felt groovy before when I asked how they were doing. So I think you're in very unique company right now.
I strive to be different from the rest.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
How are you?
I love when you're like this. It's so easy to make you laugh. Like, it's just like the dumbest shit. Like, that really wasn't all that funny. But you were like... But anyway, yeah. Oh, you asked how am I?
You?
Yeah. I'm good. I'm not doing my day job right now, and that's always a good thing for me. This time of year is the worst. So much so the worst that, like, after the 7th, I got a couple days, and I'm taking a week off from everything.
As you should.
Because
you
I
take
need to
them
recharge.
days of rest, King.
Yeah, I need to recharge. Like, I'm just like, oh. Yeah, it's exactly how I feel. That noise I made is how I feel.
If only you could see it from my perspective, because it looked like you busted a whole load just now.
Like, if someone was to just, like, I can see myself in the video chat, so like
it still is funny.
Again, everything is funny to you right now, so it's okay. It's okay. I'll accept it. I'll take the laughs, you know.
But we're here to talk about the Arrowverse. For a moment, I thought you froze, but then I realized your background was still like going in.
When I saw the background, I'm like, damn, it's not gonna work. You're gonna know I didn't freeze. Fuck, but I gotta keep it going though. I already committed, so it's just like. Anyway, but like you're saying, we're here to talk about the Arrowverse on the CW. You know, the Supergirl, Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, Arrow, Black Lightning, Batwoman, Stargirl, Superman Lois, all of them. However, this week there's only the Flash. I mean, there was the Bebo's Christmas special thing, but I'm not doing that. Yeah. So let's talk about those, or that actually, because it's only one. You want to talk about that?
Flash?
Yeah, that's the only that.
Yeah, let's get into it, because let's get into it.
Yeah, let's get into it, because I should have fucking known.
Happy late Thanksgiving, by the way, everybody.
Yeah, sure, that too.
Yeah, because that's why we weren't here last week.
You're right, we didn't do last week. Yeah. Happy Thanksgiving late.
Yeah, and happy Hanukkah starting.
Right.
I think we're like on the third night.
On the third night of Hanukkah. No, that's not it. That's not a thing. Never mind.
This was called Armageddon Part 3.
Yeah. Back to this episode, because like I was saying, I should have fucking known. And at the end of the episode, I was like, how did I not know? What the fuck, Travis? Do better. But let's talk about that when we get to it.
It's always this person.
I mean, we don't have to be coy about it. People who are listening to this watch the episode. So yeah, like, it's always Thawne. It's always fucking Thawne. And for some reason, it just didn't occur to me that somebody fucked with the timeline and it was Thawne. I don't know why I didn't think of it, but I didn't. And honestly, I'm ashamed of myself. But to be fair, part of me felt like it was something that Future Barry did. So it was just like I was waiting for him to go to the future and find out that he went back in time to like save Joe, which is why there was the glitch there because he jumped in and grabbed Joe at the last minute. But they all still think he died. And he put a fake Joe body and some shit. Like I had this whole thing in my head of that Barry somehow did all this because it's because fucking Barry. But no, Thawne. Eobard fucking Thawne. By the way, what kind of name is Eobard? Like
old.
Like like your mama gave you an old ass man name when you were born, or did you give yourself that name later? Because I feel like nobody I just don't see anybody's parent naming them Eobard.
Not unless you're in the same time period as Ichabod.
Who?
That's the only time period, like the dude from the Horseman, those times.
Oh, that dude. Yeah.
Yes. Like that old. That's the only time period I will accept hearing Eobard as a normal ass name.
Well,
for that time.
Well, he's from somewhere in the future.
Like, yeah.
Because he's Eddie's descendant. So
true.
So we know he's from somewhere in the future, but we don't know where exactly.
Maybe in the future at some point they stop getting creative with names. They just start going back in time and picking up old ones.
Yeah. So you mean to tell me we're gonna start like at some point going all the way back where they like people naming their babies like Cecil and Ernestine?
Yes.
I guess.
When civilization starts over again.
It'll have to happen eventually because, wipe it all clean. Just like, yo, remember what you did with that flood, like way back when? Can we just do that again?
No, God. It said the next time would be fire, Travis. No, don't ask him for that.
No, I specifically asked for a flood again.
All right.
You good over there?
I was doing some math. I was trying to think how much I can carry, like if certain people.
Oh, I'm about to say, swim. What does water and fire have to do with math? What are you doing? Okay, I'm
trying to figure out how much I can carry, like if I can hold a person and like some safety materials, because Luna can swim. And so I just need to make sure I can hold up another person who cannot swim. I was just thinking certain people cannot swim.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh no. I got it. Don't worry about it. But
you'll help him?
Not who I thought you were talking about. Now that I know who you're talking about. Now that I know who you're talking about, I'm like, oh, that's why you want to. Okay, I got it. I've caught up now, and yeah, I don't care if he drowns. What? I don't know him, so.
I know it's still funny, Travis. Jeez.
Is it?
Don't have to explain yourself.
Is it funny? Is it funny, really? Is it? Or do you just think it's funny?
I mean, I think it's funny because it's dark humor. I feel like your sunglasses are like zooming in on me. Like, do you know?
Oh wait, if we gonna do that, hold on, let me switch.
Oh,
Go with these this time.
Knight Rider.
These are Cyclops glasses.
Oh.
Yeah, we'll do these this week.
Okay.
Let's talk about this episode, though.
Yeah.
yeah.
We've been all over the place.
We have been. It's what happens when we go a week without talking. Well, 2 weeks, actually. we missed a week, so that means it was 2 weeks between the talks. So it's just like, But anyway.
And we miss y'all. We want y'all to joke around.
Yeah, right. But this episode kicks off with Flash, aka Barry Allen, and Black Lightning, aka Jefferson Pierce, in the Hall of Justice. Because last week he was like, yo, you got to meet me here. We didn't see that conversation of meet me here, but he somehow sent off the bat signal that said meet me there. And he was just like, yo, injustice. And last week we didn't know what that meant, but apparently they have an injustice protocol. And basically,
which is funny because it's really just from the game.
Yeah. So injustice protocol means something's gone wrong and I need you to fix this shit. You got to take out my powers. And apparently Jeff's the one that can take his powers away because he lightnings and shit. So yeah.
I don't get it, but
well, he
I don't
make some things, little gadgets or whatever that combined with Jeff's powers will take away Barry's powers. So but at the same time, while all this is going on, the rest of the crew is talking, and Iris is like, yo, Barry is being set up right now, and we need to figure out what's going on. Meanwhile, Cecile is like not buying it. She's just like, no, I'm just trying to move past this, and blah, 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 blah. Yeah. And I'm just like, you tripping.
It was a lot. I was just like, Cecile, oh my gosh. Doesn't Cecile have another child?
She has a daughter, an older daughter that's around the same age as Wally, because we were just like, oh, Wally gonna get that shit, and it never happened. I
was wondering what she up to.
I'm wondering what this baby is up to that we haven't seen in like 3 years. Like the father of my child. I'm like, what child? At this point, I don't believe you still have it. So
you make her sound like a walking SVU case.
I mean, we haven't seen this child. So as far as I'm concerned, yes, this child is missing. And the number one suspect is the parents. And one of the parents is supposed to be dead, so he's not there. So guess who I suspect? The mother. Yes, I believe that Cecile killed her child and has hidden the body. And Joe started to suspect what happened, so she killed him too. Teamed up with Eobard Thawne to make it all happen.
She pushed him onto the train tracks and then ran away.
She set him up so that Thawne could do it. Told you it was a combined effort between her and Eobard Thawne, because she was just like, I need help, and who could I get to help? Well, I can't get Barry to do it because Barry ain't gonna kill Joe, but his sworn enemy will do it. It's all a conspiracy, and I figured it out. I'm on to you, Cecile. That's why you were so adamant about the fact that Joe is dead, because you knew, because you made it happen. And you don't want it to lead back to you. You thought you had the perfect cover up with your little camera footage and stuff that nobody had really seen. And then Iris points it out and you're like, no, he died. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You don't want nobody digging deeper.
Like, this shit definitely looks either cut or someone saved him. Mm-hmm. I was just like, Cecile, honey, I understand we are grieving, but anybody can see that shit. Anybody can see that he disappears.
Yeah, even at the station. Like when they, played back the footage and like I was like, oh, I was wrong. Like, no, you weren't, because it still looks like there was no impact.
like, where's like the blood splatter and all that shit? Where's all the, like, his body should be a pool.
Yeah, and that's when she was like, yeah, I saw them bury his body. There shouldn't have been a body. Like,
hello.
Yeah. So then we there's that whole thing. Then Barry and Jeff are talking, and Jeff starts telling him about when Henderson died. I'm like, yeah, detective nigga. I remember.
Not detective nigga.
Mm-hmm. That's not what I called him. Detective dude. It wasn't detective nigga. He was detective dude. Like Black Lightning, because they say Negro all the time because they can't say nigga on CW. Um,
Could if they really wanted to, but it wouldn't fare well with a lot.
it would fare well with me. Like, yeah, that's exactly how he should have worded that. Because every time he says Negroes, it just bothers me. It's like, yo, just say nigga, because we know what you mean.
They need to redo it for HBO
And for like the black side of HBO, the
or
same, like,
Stars.
yeah.
Yes,
Like,
Stars, because that's where power is.
yeah,
They say nigga a lot.
yeah. Well, I was gonna say on HBO, like this, the black side of HBO Max, like where Black Lady Sketch Show is, and like the Michael Shea thing, the sketch show that Michael Shea did, and like thing where what's that that gay comedian woman's name? Sam something or
Oh, pause with Sam J.
yeah. Over up in there, like with that shit. Just put it over there, and then we can say nigga all the time. Because Warner Brothers, it would have to be on HBO. So
True.
we're gonna pause right here. Be right back. But anyway, he was talking about Henderson and his death and how it affected him and how he had to deal with it and all that. Then it's time to zap Barry's powers away. They make some kind of weird device that's supposed to work in conjunction with Jeff's powers, and Jeff is supposed to zap him until the powers go away. And yeah, apparently it's gonna hurt a lot. And
Shock the shit out of him.
yeah. So we cutting back over to the Citizen, and Allegra's talking to Iris like, "Yo, there's all these coincidences, like things that have never happened before, all happened that day around Joe's death, and this doesn't make no damn sense." At the same time, Iris keeps seeing all this black dusty stuff all over the place. See, Cecile and that evil psychic chick are like working together to find Barry's psychic.
I called her isn't she called I think she's Vertigo.
That was a villain on Arrow.
Oh. I called her Vertigo because that's the power thing that she does.
She does put people into vertigo, yes.
Yeah. Oh, it or topsy turvy or something like that.
That sounds familiar. But I know Vertigo was in Arrow.
Gotcha.
But yes. Oh, Dion shows up while Iris is at the train station because she's like, "Yo, there's something else going on here," and she tells him like, "Yo, I need you to undo the treatment you were giving me," and he like, "Are you crazy? Like that's gonna fuck everything up?" She's like, "Do it. Something's up," and
she's like, "Something ain't right."
So yeah, he undoes it, and they start looking around and start seeing the shit everywhere. And then Dion starts to see it too, which I don't know why she couldn't just ask Dion to look for the shit if he could just see it anyway, and not like take away her treatments and fuck her up because anyway.
Whatever. She's pretty much like, we can regret it later.
Yeah. And he sees it all. Apparently, they're temporal isotopes, which means someone has tapped into the negative time force. Now, this is the moment where I'm like, Travis, you should have known it was fucking Thawne, because Thawne is the one who taps into the negative speed force. And I actually remember saying to myself, well, of course there's a negative time force because Thawne taps into the negative speed force. So of course there's a negative time force. Like the name of Thawne even entered my brain and I said it out loud. But it didn't occur to me that Thawne was the one that was doing this. Again, I'm ashamed of myself. I need to do better.
As long as you know.
But yeah. And then Dion like basically pointed like, yo, Joe wasn't supposed to die. That wasn't supposed to happen. Somebody changed it and made it so.
They changed the past so that Joe would die. Like crazy.
Yeah. And then
that's what all those coincidences were, because they were just all too perfect.
Right. Then we got Caitlin and Cecile are talking. Basically, Caitlin is giving us Cecile a get your shit together talk because Cecile need to get her shit together.
And also because Vertical keep telling her to be like, yo, fuck all your grief about Joe. Like, just do the shit. And Caitlin's like, that's just a tad too much.
Yeah, you gotta still feel that shit, you know. So
but Cecile also points out that in her being an empath, she still has to feel everyone else's guilt, grief. So it's hard for her to move on and grieve, which that sucks to hear.
It does. So
the particle accelerator randomly turns on.
Well, it wasn't random. Despero turned it on.
No, I know. To them, they were just like, why the fuck was that turned on?
Mm-hmm. Then he shows up in front of them though, and he like digs like, you know, into psychic chick. What you call her Vertigo, but I'm
her real name is Dylan.
Okay, so he digs into Dylan's brain to pull out the location of Barry, then goes to Cecile to get the location, and she's fighting them off and all that.
And then her powers update all of a sudden.
Yeah, she leveled up.
Because she thought about Joe.
Yeah.
Every time these niggas is going through some kind of emotional toil, their powers level up.
Yeah, it's like Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
It's literally what happens in Dragon Ball Z. Like, oh, there's no way you can win. You're going to die. Oh, wait, there's a new level I can reach. And there it is. Difference is...
There's a new level I can go to because I care about something.
Difference is on Dragon Ball Z is fucking dope when it happens because they do like a whole lot of yelling and there's like the ground starts shaking and like there's electricity all over the place and shit. And there's like a huge explosion and everything. So like, you know,
you like fuck up the whole earth, the whole planet like that.
Yeah, they do. And there's like dramatic music in the background and she like the music swells and shit. And she's like, ah. Yeah, it's a get hype moment. This one didn't get hype at all. She just did this and like, oh, okay. I guess.
Her eyes glowed.
Yeah, I guess that did happen, but it's not the same, you know. Then we got Jeff and Barry arguing over what, you know, Despero told Barry and how he believes it, and Jeff is like, that's some bullshit. And they going back and forth. And then
Barry talking about just think about just millions dead because of me. And I was just like, Barry, the first thing you need to realize, Jefferson don't give a fuck about millions. He only cares about his family and his team. He really don't give a shit. And Freeland, he don't give a shit outside.
That's why when he mentioned his family, he was like, hey, hold on, nigga. Like, what's wrong with you?
He said, leave him out of this. And Barry was just like, what don't you get? They will die too. And Jefferson's like, I don't care. Stop talking about my family.
And then, like, the dumbest thing happened in this whole little skirmish sequence here, where Barry decides he's gonna throw lightning at Black Lightning. And I said to myself, myself said, huh? I'm like, what made Barry think that the way to go was to throw lightning at someone who's called Black Lightning, person who commands lightning? You throw lightning at them?
You throw lightning pretty much at the right-hand man of Thor. Like, what did you do? What did you do?
Clearly not thinking clearly, because fucking Barry. Despero shows up.
He's losing his mind.
Yeah, Despero shows up. He's about to take them out, but then Iris and Dion show up. Dion done like, yo, that ain't happening. And Barry takes off. Now Barry's gonna like, yo, I gotta go to the future and see what happens because, you know, what the fuck? Which in my head, I'm like, you should have done this in the first place. So yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, like you were running to the future willy-nilly before for shits and giggles with the kids. Now all of a sudden we got morals.
Yeah.
You think the kids are gonna show up?
Exactly. Speaking of which, there's a future, you know, with your kids and everything. So something clearly had changed because your kids came back from the future. Remember, they existed. Everything was fine. So if all of a sudden something's wrong,
Yeah.
clearly something fucked with everything. You know?
Yeah, so they may not be there then either, because then
Yeah.
whatever.
If Barry apparently went bad 10 years later, then no, the kids wouldn't be there.
Yeah, shit.
Because they were talking about how Barry taught them all this stuff and everything like that. So it was just like that wouldn't have happened if he went bad and
Bad.
somehow destroyed the world or some shit. But anyway, he gets to the future and he ends up at this place where there's some kind of ceremony going on, and fucking Thawne, hand in hand with Iris, whole bunch of other super friends and shit is there. Justice League, not Super Friends. That's that dumb shit they did on Supergirl.
No, but you have Alex from Super Friends.
Yeah. So she's there. Batwoman,
Mm-hmm.
Ryan,
Team Flash.
I'm sorry, what were you saying?
Team Flash.
Yeah. We didn't get a good view. We didn't get a good view of Ryan in that dress. I'm a little disappointed at the camera work in this particular scene. But I'm sorry, you mentioned Team Flash. Yeah, they were there too.
Cecile was there. Chester was there.
Yeah, it was a very bad wig.
They don't do fake dreads well.
At all. But yeah, and then Ryan looks at him, he's like, what is he doing here? Looking all like, yeah.
Authoritative.
Yeah. And disgusted at his presence. And I'm just like, Yes, let's talk about what he's doing here. What happened?
I know Supergirl is over, but I mean, she couldn't have come to help this one. She couldn't have been involved in the crossover anyhow.
There are several times when things are going down in the Arrowverse when I'm just like, where are the other ones? Because like this is one of those situations where it would call for the Justice League and you just not doing it. Like the shit that was going down in National City. It would be a great time. Like, hey, call Barry.
Call Barry. Call your cousin. Shit. Call
somebody. Your goddamn cousin. Like that's one that's just like, yeah, call him.
Call anybody.
Other times when the shit was going down on Superman Lois, call your cousin. You're fighting Kryptonians. Guess what? You know another one that can help you.
Yeah. They're over here doing body snatchers and you over here, you not going to call Kara? Nothing? Not a thing?
Yeah. That's the problem with them introducing the fact that these shows can cross over is when there's times when they clearly should have and they don't. Like on Batwoman, it's one of those things, like that's one of those things where there's problems that are very unique to that specific city. These are Gotham problems, You can't call the Justice League every time there's a Gotham problem, because Gotham is Gotham. This is a Bat thing. So Bat folks, y'all do the Bat shit in Gotham. But when the entire world is at stake, like Barry did something that destroyed the world, basically. You don't think maybe that's a Justice League problem?
Right. They made a whole video game about this.
Or like this whole thing that was going down on Supergirl, where there's like world-ending shit happening with these, fairy folk thing. You don't think that's a Justice League problem? I just like Black Lightning shit. That was a Freeland thing. Like that's local. There's no need to call the Justice League for that. You handle your city, all right?
When Kara had to go up against those like old ass beings.
Yeah.
From the previous, it was like that. It's a Justice League.
Yeah.
Where are they?
Yeah. Would have been real useful to have a second Kryptonian to punch that big ass rock nigga. Like, Would have been real useful to have the dude that can literally move faster than you can and basically is completely overpowered because of speed. That's like is a substitute for everything.
Yikes. They'll never learn. They will never learn.
They will not. However, that'll be it for this week's episode because anything else you want to point out with the Flash?
Thawne had a shit-eating grin at the end.
He was very pleased with himself.
Like, just very, I was just like, I need a story.
Yeah. Well, Mar, who's winning this week?
Thawne.
Yeah.
He literally got like a minute and like 55 seconds of airtime, and he won the entire episode.
Yeah. Who's losing?
I'm not sure if it's Barry or Iris, but I'll go with Barry.
It's a solid choice. Yeah. And honestly, you're right. I didn't even think about Iris. Like, yeah, she's with Thawne. Like
how does that even happen?
Yeah. How? Ooh. But yeah. I'll agree with you that it's Barry though, because I have to believe that in some way, like, you know, she still made that decision in the end, even if it was like a, you know, a misinformed decision. Like she had to make the decision in the end. So it's just like, okay, well, it's worse for Barry because he was the one that just got completely kicked out of the equation here. Yeah. That'll be it for this week's episode of Super Flashy Arrow of Tomorrow, because that was the only Arrowverse show that came on this week. Like I said, I'm not watching that Bebo shit. So, I mean, Bebo's cool to see randomly pop up in other things, but I don't want to watch a whole thing of Bebo.
To be honest, when you told me it was only the Flash this week, I didn't even check to see for anything else. So I don't know what the Bebo shit is.
Yes, it was a Bebo Christmas thing that was coming on when Legends is supposed to come on. And yeah. It's all just a Bebo cartoon. And yeah.
I'll read about it later.
Yeah, exactly. It's not necessary. But yeah, that'll be it for this week's episode of Super Flashy Arrow of Tomorrow. Do not forget you can follow us on both Twitter and Instagram at that's me at The Creation World. That is at TheCreatia World. You can also follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/Creation World. There's also a Facebook group for this particular podcast. Mara, what's that Facebook group?
Facebook.com/group/Super Flashy Arrow of Tomorrow.
Yes. Also, you can also check out everything else we have going on at creationworld.com. So do that. Go there. It's great. Also, subscribe to the YouTube.
Please.
Hit subscribe.
We're almost there. We just want to make a custom link, guys.
Yeah.
We want to take all those random numbers and letters out. Please.
Yeah.
There's enough of y'all watching on YouTube to hit subscribe. That will help us.
Well, the numbers for watches or views are on Pornhub, actually. Those are the ones where we need to go over to YouTube.
Well, then could you just please go from Pornhub to YouTube real quick and just
subscribe over there. You can keep watching us on Pornhub because it still makes me very, very happy that we get so many views on Pornhub. Like, exactly. If we forever got more views on Pornhub than YouTube, I'd be okay with that. But like, just get us over the hump over on YouTube, because there's like hundreds of you that watch us on a weekly basis over on Pornhub. So please just do that.
Pretty please.
Also, if you're a wrestling fan, check out Smacking It Raw every week, where they just, go over what's happening in the wrestling world. There's a Facebook group for that as well. It's facebook.com/group/Smacking It Raw.
Smacking no G.
Yeah. I believe that's it. Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Yeah, that's it. So you know what? We'll catch you all next week. Until then, we out. Oh.
Wow.
us. You can follow me on both Twitter and Instagram at Sir_Cussalott. That is at SIR_CUSSALOTT. Mara, where can they find you?
On Instagram and Twitter at Mara the Shark, MARADASHARK.
Okay, cool. Now, that's it. We'll catch y'all next week. Until then, we out.
Bye.